We are.
I just wanted to say thank you. I first found you about maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and the synchronicity in my life that started to happen was, pretty amazing. I don't know if you're familiar with science fiction at all, but there's a TV show called Battlestar Galactica. And the character Starbuck, her whole life had this premonition of a vortex, and that it was her destiny to go into it and help humanity. And found you at about the same time and started rearranging my life and putting things together in a different way. And I remember listening to one of your recordings on YouTube about doing only what you want to do and finding the cooperative components. And as I'm going back to school for graphic design, I said to myself, wouldn't that be nice if? And then the very next semester, my teacher threw out the entire curriculum and basically said, go make what you want and come back. And the evolution in what we've been creating has been, I would say, night and day, going back and looking from here to now. And so I wanted to...
Do you feel surprise in any of that?
Yes and no.
A little. In time, you'll get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
You get used to the universe delivering not just what you want, but what you want when you want it, and with precision. Mm-hmm. It's the way it's supposed to work.
I just didn't know it would be so chaotic to actually put yourself into the vortex. And
chaotic. Chaotic is an interesting word, because have you been hearing us use the expression, the universe will surprise and delight you?
Mm-hmm.
And in the idea of being delighted sounds good. Surprised, maybe not so much. Surprised and delighted. And then others, it's come up a few times here today, that knowing. So how do you reconcile those two concepts of being surprised, that's where the word chaotic comes in a little bit,
mm-hmm.
and just knowing?
I would say, I don't know if it's a good analogy, but maybe like a forest fire. Sometimes in order for new things to grow, the old stuff has to be taken away. And even though the process looks chaotic, it's giving birth to something that needs to be
Good
there.
Analogy. Another way of looking at it is that you always know in a general sense, and the details, the specifics will fill in and surprise and delight you. Mm-hmm. And so we think this conversation is wonderful in the way that you have offered it, the way it's been unfolding, because in this vortex that you made reference to are more details than any of you have the ability to, in a singular moment, comprehend. In part because many of its contents were there prior to your conscious awareness in this body, and because you've been adding the pieces incrementally all along the way. And because sometimes you put it in verbally, sometimes you just put it in emotionally, sometimes you put it in mentally. In other words, you've been fashioning this vortex over a long period of time. And there isn't one of you who could accurately describe the contents. You couldn't even come close to it. You could do it in general terms, in emotional terms, but not in full, vivid detail. So when you understand that the vortex is real, and that it is a vibrational reality that has already been formulated, and now you are focusing yourself into higher and higher vibrations so that you have the benefit of things moving from your vortex into your reality, into your realization, into your interpretation, into your manifestation, into your actualization, as things move as into your experience, into your point of attraction, into your grid, as ideas or as experiences or as possessions, as material objects. As they move in, often they surprise you, but the chaos only comes from an uncentered place. In other words, we will accept from you
I was uncentered.
We will accept from you, this is good, we will accept from you the conceptual concept of chaos, but we cannot accept from you the actualized concept of chaos. You're past that, you see. Mm-hmm. You're past that. There is no chaos for someone who understands what you understand. Chaos only happens when you don't understand about law of attraction. When you know about law of attraction, there's never chaos again. You understand every single thing that happens to you and every single thing that happens to everybody else. Because when you get the simple premise that what you think and how you feel and what manifests always match, then nothing is ever unexplainable again, is it? So there can be no chaos. There can be a lot of moving parts, and there can be more details than your time and space right here and now can allow you to comprehend. But you don't have to comprehend it all at once. So let's define chaos. Chaos is taking too big of a swath of life and trying to define it from where I stand right now. And you never need to do that. Just take one step at a time. Mm-hmm. Now, you think we might have gotten a little carried away there, but that is really central to where you are and what you are looking for.